What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be hopping into some standard. This time playing a Sultai Dryad of Golos deck, and I've got to say this is one of the best decks I've played since this set has dropped. It's absolutely amazing at not only controlling your opponent when it needs to be controlled, but also at ramping you up, at putting a lot of creatures, a lot of things on the board, and at dealing various amounts of damage in other means than just creatures swinging in. So this is a very interesting deck, and I hope you all enjoyed. Before I go and hop into the deck tech or deck breakdown, I would like to remind everybody, if you enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions on this video, future videos, or past videos. Furthermore, if you're new here, consider subscribing. It is free and it's a great way to support the channel, as well as getting an update every time I put out a video, which is generally daily. So, on into what we are playing. First off, we have 3 copies of Mystic Repeal, which has got to be one of the best sources of removal right now in Standard, with how much people are playing enchantments and gods and all that. This card is absolutely insane. 1, it's instant speed. 2, it's 1 mana. 3, it hits all enchantments and puts them on the bottom of the library, which sometimes can be more effective than putting a creature in someone's graveyard if they have a lot of graveyard interaction, right? A lot of reanimate. So Mystic Repeal, solid card, very cheap, very awesome, and it's only an uncommon, so everyone should be able to pick it up. Next, we have 3 copies of Negate to help keep our opponent from board wiping us, whether it be with the Giants or Kaya's Wrath or whatever it may be, or to keep them from sinister sabotaging our Thassa or Nissa or Golos or any of those big important creatures. Moving us down, we have 3 copies of Paradise Druid to help us with these odd color schemes, right? 3 copies of Growth Spiral and 2 copies of Oro. Honestly, if you want to run 3 copies of Oro, you can try it out. I found this works fairly well, as Oro is a bit more expensive and you do tend to play him a lot from Escape, so 2 copies seems to be fine so far. 4 copies of Murderous Rider for some removal on planeswalkers or creatures. 4 copies of Dryad of the Ilysian Grove, and this is this card plus Golos is really the whole base for this deck, and you'll see why. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Okay, that's already great when you pair it with Nissa. And lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other land types. So, your forest is going to be a forest, a mountain, a swamp, an island, all lands basically. So this is going to come in very handy when we're dealing with cards like Dread Presence, which reads whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose 1. Well, with Dryad, all of our lands are going to enter as swamps, so we'll proc this with every single land that comes into play. So that's fantastic. Great card draw or great source of removal / life gain. Dryad also works with Golos as you need. Well, my phone's just going to interrupt us. But Dryad also works with Golos as you do need 5 mana of each, or 1 mana, I'm sorry, of each type, total 7 mana. So Dryad helps to turn these regular lands, these regular forests, swamps, whatever, into all the other lands that you need. And then since you have Nissa already, and since you've been playing extra lands thanks to Dryad and Oro and Growth Spiral, you should be able to play that 7 mana exile cost or whatever for Golos' ability very soon after you put him down, if not immediately after you put him down. So very, very fun. Aside from the Dryad Golos combo, we have Thassa, which really helps in either A, bringing your Golos back, which allows you to grab more lands, which allows you to proc your Dread Presence, or get you closer to proccing the Golos ability. Or you could also bring back Oro, which allows you to draw, gain life, all that good stuff. And how it will make you sacrifice your Oro, but you can always escape it back out, or whatever you want. So another great thing about Thassa, actually, and this is actually the better part of her in this deck, you can pay 4 mana and tap another creature, and from there you can get in with your damage. So you pay 4 mana, obviously you should have a lot down, and you should be able to afford that while still playing other things. So you pay, you tap their biggest creature, and you swing in with all of yours. Dread Presence we've already talked about. Nissa we've already talked about. But again, with Dryad, all your lands are going to be forest, so all of your lands are going to be tapping for an additional green mana, which is honestly pretty sick. Moving us down, we have 1 copy of Ashiok Nightmare Muse. This is a win con. This is a win con all on its own. It can create its own creatures. It can bounce things and make people exile cards from their hands. You can take things from your opponent's exile pile. It's a very, very strong card. We have Liliana, which works great for some board wipe. If you manage to get her down and you just want your opponent to get rid of their creatures, you can hit them with the sacrifice 2 creatures, or you can make your own army. Great source of card draw. It's a win con all on its own. Again, this is what we're looking for in our top end, things that can win on their own. If we manage to get them down, we don't have to keep Golos and everything else up and running, just in case it gets removed. We have 1 copy of Casualties of War to help us take out those people that are playing the artifacts, creatures, planeswalkers, all that good stuff. We have 1 copy of Garruk because, again, this card can win on its own. You just keep creating those wolves, keep swinging in, draw cards, destroy creatures, eventually get that emblem, right? And then last but not least, we have 1 copy of End-Raze Forerunners, and this is going to help you end out the game with all your creatures getting +2/+2, gaining vigilance and trample until end of turn. It's generally very easy for this card to end things. So that's going to do it for the deck tag or deck breakdown. I hope you all have enjoyed, and now we're going to go and hop right into some matches. Reef, going to be our first foe for the day. Sand's a little scary because we can't hit the Growth Spiral innately, but we do have mana for the Negate and Murderous Rider and only 1 mana away from Thassa, so I'll keep it. Let's see, Dryad. I'm actually going to pretend like I didn't see that because unless we get some green mana, it won't matter how many Dryads we draw, right? Mystic Repeal. Well, we at least have enough mana for a Negate should they try to play something sneaky. Alright, cool. There's our green mana, so we can play Growth Spiral now. Again, we're going to wait for their turn to see if we do need to negate anything. They could have a turn, I guess turn 3, it would be Thought Erasure, which no one ever enjoys, right? Alright, it's going back to my turn. I will play Growth Spiral. There's a Dryad and a Dread Presence. Let's go for a Dread Presence, I think, first. Hopefully they don't just immediately remove it with a Mortify or Murderous Rider or whatever they may have. Smothering Tithe, ooh. I could pay 2 here, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to use Dryad, and this will allow the Temple of Deceit to act as a force, so we can play that Mystic Repeal and get rid of the Smothering Tithe. So we'll end our turn there and pass it back to the opponents, and before it comes back to our turn and we have to draw, I'm going to use this Mystic Repeal on their Smothering Tithe. Oh, well that's terrible. Definitely wish I had mana up for a Negate now, but that's alright. So essentially they wipe our Dread Presence and that's about it. We could go for another Dryad, but it doesn't have as much potential, I don't think, as a Paradise Druid, and this way we keep up mana for Negate. Champion card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. I think that's perfectly fine. We don't necessarily want to counter that. Sure, they get another Smothering Tithe, but all we have to do is counter it. Right here. And then they just wasted their gold, they wasted their life by shocking in that land. They're already down to 21. There's another Negate for us. I think I will go ahead and play the Dryad back. We'll still have Negate mana ready, so. And no attack on the Paradise Druid. So we can keep up mana for Negate. Let's see what they got. Time Wab. I don't think so. I don't think so. So this is one thing that I really enjoy about the deck, is it's able to not just immediately die to everything. So we will go ahead and play a Thassa this turn as the mana works out perfectly for it. We'll get in with the 4 damage. And this way if they do board wipe us, at least from here on out, we do have at least a Thassa. Oh, you know what? I probably should have done that to the Paradise Druid so it could have came back in hexproof. But they've been running a whole bunch of board wipes, so something tells me that they're not gonna have too much targeted removal, rather just a bunch of board wipes. Yeah, you can't destroy can't destroy gods, hence the indestructible part.
You'll thank me later. This might be a bad idea.
You could have returned my Thassa to my hand there, but whatever. So we can play our Murderous Rider, kill that, and play Dryad if we shock this in. That sounds fun. So we'll kill that. And sure, we'll play our Dryad back down. And then we'll return our Paradise Druid, and like I said, I should have done this last time just in case they do have targeted removal and they would aim it at the Paradise Druid. I couldn't see why they would, but you never know. Alright, so our opponent's got 2 cards left in hand. One is a Smothering Tithe, and the other is a Kaya's Wrath. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I will go ahead and auto-pay there so they don't gain anything. We can enter that tap so it puts us back to 6, and we'll throw down a Murderous Rider. I wonder what that Smothering Tithe is supposed to be powering in our opponent's deck. I will auto-pay on that too. Alright, so that puts us up to 7 mana. One more we can get down. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, one more we can get down that End-Raze Forerunners, and that's like a surprise victory for us, right? Okay, we got in. Now we can literally end the game just with a Forerunner, so long as it doesn't get countered or destroyed upon entering, which something tells me that their focus will be on killing this Murderous Rider. So, 2 cards in hand. Hopefully they don't just skip it back to me. If they skip it back to me, it's very likely that they just have some counterspell. Shatter? Okay, that's fine. That's fine because Forerunners, like I said, can deal the damage all on its own. Oh, and they're not showing that other card. Alright, well I'm going to have to decline here, and we're going to have to hope. Ladies and gentlemen, cross your fingers. This could be it. They have 7 health. We have a Forerunners. Let's get in there. Let's see if they have it. Sinister? Would be a terrible time for it. Removal? Would be a terrible time for it. If they don't have it, I feel like they would have conceded right now, right? So something tells me they have it. Oh no, they gain life. Okay, that works as well. So we'll take them down to 6. And, well, there's no real reason to make it re-enter, but I will because, you know, it's because I can, basically. Alright, so they have 1 card here, one chance to draw something that removes End-Raze. It stops it from destroying their face hole. Did they get it? Reef, just let me know. Show me a sign. Whether it be conceding or a good game. Okay. I will auto pay on that because them gaining that is not good for us. We will go ahead and draw a card. It's a forest. Well, gotta say I'm not too happy about that. We'll get back in with 7 damage and I guess keep this little game going. Oh boy. They would draw Heliod's Intervention. They couldn't draw that fucking land. Resolve. I will auto pay for it. I will go ahead and immediately put their Smothering Tithe on the bottom of their deck. And I will get in for the damage. Alrighty. The bad thing is they're at 8 health, so potentially they still have 2 more turns, which is like, oh brother. And they keep getting back a Smothering Tithe, which I really don't understand because, like, look at how much mana I have. You know? paying for that Smothering Tithe is not the end of the world. You've got to have an enchantment in there that does more than that. Especially since I just keep hitting lands myself, you know? Alright, so this is it. If they draw something that kills my End-Raze Forerunners on this turn, I will be very livid for them to have hit that perfectly. Oh my goodness, they did it. They did it, didn't they? Oh no! It had to have been a Murderous Rider, right? That's the only reason they would have been like, oh, I can kill it. And then, oh no, I can't. Oh well. Picking up a game one, picking up a pack from Theros Beyond Death. Gotta say that's fantastic in both manners. And yeah, we're gonna go and hop into a game two with this Dryad of Golos deck. Arco Balanio. Balino? Arco Balino, maybe? I feel like I'm saying that name completely wrong. If I ever play against any of you, and then you come to my videos and you're like, man, he butchered the fuck out of my name, have no problem in telling me, okay? Because I know I don't say these names right. Alright, so this is a decent little hand we have here. We have some ramp, we have the Dryad, and we have the Golos, which means as long as we can get it down... Oh, for some reason I saw that forest and I was like, yep, I'm about to get... Oh, I actually didn't mean to do that. What are that? That'll put us at 4. Okay, so we can just enter that tap and just play her. Now we're at 5 mana. Next turn we'll be at 6. I'll take the 2 free damage. Sweet, no targeted removal. A growth spiral. So our opponent's playing some kind of Sultai shit as well. We'll have to hope they don't hit us with a thought eraser here. Not everyone is as kind as us, you know. A lot of people, if they're in that blue-black mana... Ooh, a Cauldron Familiar. So this is probably a Yarok deck, right? Some kind of Yarok enter the battlefield style deck. Alright, so I do think we hit the Golos on this turn, and then Dryad, well... We do need some more black mana. So yeah, I can go Golos or I can go Dryad here. We'll go for a Golos. They absolutely didn't have enough mana to counter it, so that's part of the reason why I was so tempted to go with this. Now, what are we at? We have green, we have blue, we have black, and we have our 2 Paradise Druids. So I think we can actually hit Golos, like pay for Golos now, so long as he doesn't get removed. So we have the 7 mana. I'm so very uneasy about this. Oh, fantastic. So yeah, we can go ahead and pay for the Golos if we want to. And we'll take all of our mana. Yeah, I say fuck it. This is why we play this deck, right? For the Golos. There's a Nissa, there's a Negate. That's exactly what you want to see. So we play the Nissa, and then if they try to counter it, we play the Negate. That's just how that works. We can go ahead and play the land down as well. Murderous Rider. I'm gonna put it to the bottom. I think I'm specifically looking for a Dread presence now. I think that is our out here, our way of board wiping and killing and all that good stuff. So we'll swing in with Golos, we'll swing in with the Temple. I do believe they can kill the Temple, but it will cost them their Paradise Druid plus their Cauldron Familiar, so I highly doubt that. Although maybe not, so we'll swing in just with the Golos. They do block with the Cauldron Familiar since they do have the extra food over there, but that does mean that their Gilded Goose can't tap for mana if they choose to replay it, so not exactly the worst thing in the world. We do have a Nissa down as well, who's going to be building up her stat line, right? Oh, and now they have a Nissa as well. Well, if they want to swing in with their land, I will 10,000% defend that. We'll trade Z on the lands, because yours is a forest and mine is a Temple of Mystery. And I don't think they quite understand why that's so key. But don't you worry, now that we have our Nissa down, we're going to play our Dryad. It's going to be a fantastic game. Alright, so we'll get our Dryad down. And this will make it to where all of our lands, swamps and everything included, will tap for 2 mana. So they do have the mana here to counter it. It looks like that's what they're going for as well. Frilled Mystic. It is indeed. Tell you what, we can pay Golos and hope that we hit another Negate here. Ooh, we didn't. But since they used the Frilled Mystic there, they can't use it on either one of these creatures, so I guess that's fine. Alright, so we'll get down to Liliana for free, for the free skins. I think I am just going to create a zombie token with her. We can get down to Forerunners, because Forerunners are great. Oh, shit, I messed up. We should use Nissa there. That's a big oops. Big oops. Alright, so we do still have enough mana for Murderous Rider. Alright. We can Murderous Rider their Nissa, which I actually think is better than Murderous Riding their Frilled Mystic and attacking their Nissa. Here's why. If we Murderous Rider their Frilled Mystic, obviously we kill their Nissa. Because they're not going to block both of them, or rather they can't block that damage. However, if we Murderous Rider their Nissa, and then just swing in for the face, now they're already down a whole lot of life. They have 3 cards with which to bring it back, and I have a Liliana and a Nissa over on my side. So, yeah, picking up that victory rather smoothly, if I do say so myself. And I'm actually going to go ahead and have to call it for this video. I do have work today, and I woke up a little bit late. And, got to get clothes going, got to get house chores out of the way, and that first match really took a long time. And I will say this deck is a very mid-range kind of deck, but it is so fantastic at not being a control deck, but still keeping enough control in the game with your removal and with your negates and with your instant speed Golos ability, like as you saw in that game there, where it was like, I can pay for the Golos and potentially hit a negate, and negate their Frilled Mystic that they just played to counter my spell. So it's really got a lot of potential, and I think with a little bit of refinement, a deck like this will definitely see some competitive play. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new here, and as always, I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.